Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda. Off here to a 1v1 on the road to Tunis. In the west stands Jibber, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. The German Fallschirmjaegers Division. In the east stands America, under the command of Stryker. Taking on the role here of the 3rd Infantry Division, 2nd Company. We got a Kettenkraut Grenadier opening here for Jibber versus a fast GP. So that, of course, means he has gone for the Armoured Battle Group, since that, of course, means he can get an immediate veteran to 1 Jeep. I do hope they tone that down at some point, but enough about that. We got Pioneers here, Grenadiers sending out for Jibber, rapidly moving into his territory. This stuff is actually focusing more on the south side here, which does mean this kind of point becomes a bit of a potential exposed weak point as a side note. As always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued and generous support of the Propagandacast, allowing me to keep making all these videos. And a big thanks to all those charming devils out there who keep liking and commenting on my videos. It really helps out there with the YouTube algorithms, gets the video out to as many people as possible. So, Kettenkraut is current territory, Grenadiers as well here. The Kettenkraut was a light tractor, intended to, like, help airborne divisions and such to equipment, but would see a lot more usage beyond that. It would also, for example, be used at airfields as fuel for aircraft became more and more sparse to just taxi the aircraft. Fun fact, 2nd Grenadier Squad for Jibber, heading north to the Jeep and right from there. In the south, though, we got first encounters here, Scouts versus Pioneers. Grenadiers advancing here, digging in there. 2nd Grenadier Squad there for Jibber, who has gone for the Luftwaffe battle group. Not the most popular battle group as of late, but I think not as an interesting one. And apparently they actually made the Stuka strafing run a bit cheaper, down from 2 command points to 1, which I suppose makes a bit sense. It never really felt like a 2 CP ability. So, Scouts continue to skirmish here. Jibber will need to dispatch forces there to assist for that, since he, I imagine, wants to keep his fuel point. Another route squad out here for Stryker. Basil galloping in the background. Deep Moon races northwards here, might encounter the Kettenkraut soon enough. So, 2 Grenadiers here for Jibber. In the south, Scouts are forced to withdraw here, as Jibber's men here of the Fallschirmjaegers Division falls on the way here. Was the Luftwaffe's only Panzer Grenadier Division. Well, technically there's a second one, as they expand into a full Panzer Corps, but technically the only sort of real, mechanized and later armored unit they had for the Luftwaffe. Little fun fact there. It was, of course, Hermann Göring's vanity project. MG42 there for Jibber. Right now occupying terrain here. We can see they're striking at the fuel point right outside the base here. Stryker is striking hard. He definitely lives up to his name. And you can't accuse him of false advertisement here, now can you? So there you go, heavy fighting here. Not an ideal fighting ground, to be honest, here for Jibber, because he's got, 2 units. Oh, he does have a flamethrower, and I can merge with it, so this actually makes the fight a lot better here for Jibber. As I would say, 2 Grenadier squads and a Pioneer squad unit building like this is not ideal, but the flamethrower, of course, turns this on its head. And of course, with the Grenadiers can merge with the Pioneers, keeping their full strength. So, thumbs up to Jibber there. Great use of merge up north here. Keep push back. 2nd MG42 for Jibber. No Fallschirm Pioneer, though, so we'll, of course, have to see what exactly he's planning. Is he going for a Pax Ajax and just ignoring most of the units? What is he actually intending to use parts of the battle group? We'll have to see there. MG forcing up route squad there, suppressed, forced off the carve point right before Stryker is able to cut off. Pioneers occupying the house here, denying it to Stryker and his men, and firing out the windows there, which definitely seems a bit risky there. Otto, you did remember to take out curtains before firing that thing. Yeah. Oh, you didn't, you idiot. Kettenkraut ground points the machine gun ceasing as well there. We'll have to see what happens next. Will he rush out Fallschirmjaegers? Will he go for the LG-40, anticipating a light vehicle here from Stryker? There's certainly a few paths here this match could take. Moving in here, we got mines being repaired here by the looks of it. Oh, looks like the Pioneers did it, but not before they grab the point there. Can happen sometimes if things are getting a bit hectic. You think you got something done, and it turns out you did not. And we got the infantry officer quarters here for Jibber. Running a nice little boost there for both machine guns, Grenadiers, the Pioneers, and the Kettenkraut here. I mean, he has gone for a fairly heavy tier 1, so it does make sense for Jibber to research the infantry officer quarters. No sign yet of the battle, well, what direction he's taking initially. Will it be the Luftwaffe air to ground support with the Luftwaffe field support. Machine gun being flanked by Jeep, going in hard here. Over to Stryker with his 3 riflemen, scouts, captain, courses, veterans, 1 Jeep. Pioneers there, though, doing what they can, firing the flamethrower, which ends up doing no damage, despite you imagine with an open top vehicle that would be the last thing to happen. But that, of course, is the fun about game engines. Medical station up for Stryker, of course, very good. No sign of upgrades yet. Could be he's trying to figure out if he wants to, like, go for fast bars, or he, like, wants to, like, say, pull out a fast Greyhound or something like that with Jibber. In the end, though, he does go for the faster bars. Not really surprising. I would also expect him to go for the munition surplus, so he could that way very cheaply upgrade all of his riflemen, and even consider upgrading his scouts even cheaper with a utility package, as it makes any upgrade like cost 50% less. That can really be a lot of munitions saved there for Stryker. Stryker committing to a mortar here in response to the Germans bringing in a lot of machine guns here. Very sensible move here. And finish the mine here.
Sending our frontline forces some much needed firepower.
There you go, got the BARs up here. And I do believe, yes, we are indeed seeing the munition surplus upgrade there. Also makes any ability recharge a bit faster, so that can also, it's also a big boost to the rifle with the bars, because it also means, for example, put on them has less cooldown on it. South side American forces bringing forwards here against the southern flank of the Hammond Göring Fallschirmjaegers Division. Mortar moving forwards here. And there we go, we got a straight fear from Jibber. No reconnaissance from him. Just Luftwaffe support. Straight here for the fuel point, trying to return the favor here to Stryker, but Stryker is not having any of Jibber's shenanigans. Pencroft gobbling up north parts of the map here alongside some other units. Pioneers then being pushed back. And the machine gun here caught in a back position there by a good flank here by Stryker, is forced to withdraw here. Quite hectic action, engagement goes a bit sour though as a mine set off. They're killing several riflemen, leaving them quite expired. Medics there for Jibber being added to the position, the medical station specifically. Grenadiers being forced away here. No sign of tech yet for Jibber though.
Territory lost.
Mortars joining in here for Stryker. Almost got the northern fuel point here. And we got the machines up to cover the carve point. Pioneers, or Grenadiers actually closing and whatnot, but partly because they actually merged with the Pioneers, keeping them at the front line here. There you go, incendiary armor prison rounds. Takes out the Jeep in a single vengeful burst there. Jibber is not messing about here versus Stryker. Cancrot got the northern fuel point, very good. And we got here a Fallschirmjäger squad dropping in here. The Green Devils are deploying. They're good. Thumbs up to that. Then he's being sailed here with the rifleman, closing in rapidly. Machine is being pushed eastwards. Fallschirmjägers dropping in.
Sector lost. No
And he's pushed back. We got more mines going off here. Jibber's definitely reaping some very nice benefits from the mines he's laid down so far here, inflicting casualties here upon Stryker, and also just slowing down his advances here and there. Fallschirmjägers there with the FG-42s, or Fallschirmjägergewehrs 42. Basically seizing back the carve point there from the Americans. Pioneers closing on the captain with that flown effort. No sign of any tech here though for Jibber. Has me thinking that with the kind of strategy he's going for, he's probably going to try and rush straight for the Panzer Company. That is a strategy some players will go for. And certainly with the Luftwaffe, it's probably like the best suited for battle group, because you can also drop down the LG-40s on top of the FG-40 Fallschirmjäger squads, which kind of means like you sort of like have a bit of Panzer Grenadiers company there without the Stugs. With the needle levels of the half, you've got like, you know, the more elite assault troops and the anti-tank guns, meaning you can actually like use that to stall out a bit more efficiently for, you know, the Panzer Company, but still having like some effective assault and anti-tank elements. So, not a bad strategy there, but yeah, but then again, it is a strategy you'll occasionally see players go for, but it's not too common, as overall, Luftwaffe just is less popular at the moment than, say, for example, Breakthrough or Mechanized. Rifleman camp pushing forwards here, fighting sort of, they've got two of them here, really opening up here on Stryker's men here. You got them all to the joining in here, bombarding Jibber's Fallschirmjägers inside the building here. Rifleman camp being forced back as the Fallschirmjäger advances here, ruthlessly gunning down their Stryker's men. South side Rifleman pushing forwards here. They don't sound anything out of the battle group yet, but Lightly is pushing here for the EC8. Fallschirmjäger's been bombarded, probably should just withdraw them, get them healed up. Maybe merge them up with some grenadiers as well. That's up, keep reinforcement costs down. And there you go. Scott out here for Stryker, the M8 Scott. Basically a light artillery piece there of assault gun in a sense. They're based off the M3 Stuart. It needs to be used in armored units. But they'd have like one per battalion. But later, that replaced by 100 Fallschirmjaegers. They'd move these over to reconnaissance units for artillery support for those. And you for troop catching Ralph squad here. Fallschirmjaegers moving forwards again. Tank being merged with the grenadiers. Thumbs up here. Good use of merge. Do also have the LG-40 here ready for Jibber. So again, he now has an anti-tank gun option without having to expend resources on the Panzer Grenadier Company. And there you go. As he sees the Scott here, rampaging his way here through his lines, he does drop in the LG-40 or Leites Geschütz 40. It was a gun basically designed for Fallschirmjäger units, but would see service in other units as well. That if they couldn't get anti-tank guns, they might actually get one of those. Fun fact. They also had a bigger version of this, which I think was known as the LG-42, 841, which fired a 10.5 centimeter projectile instead. They could also fire high explosives, by the way, for direct fire. Anyways, big push up north here for Stryker, sending seas for the Americans as well. 3rd Infantry Division is having none here of Jibber's shenanigans. And there you go, we do get the Panzer Company on there for Jibber. 2 Grenadiers, 2 Fallschirmjägers, and the LG-40.
Alarm. Sector overrun.
North here, Grenadiers being assailed by 2 squads here. Stryker's going in hard, and he's got the mortar there in support. In the centre there, heavy fire there, forcing back Jibber's men. As Stryker is striking hard with that M8 Scott here. Looking to score some easy kills on Jibber. And we got the M1 anti-tank, and I think he got from Stryker. He's not going for anything else out of that building, I think. He's just building it simply for the anti-tank. And Captain hitting a mine and getting white. Great kill here for Jibber. And machine up north in a bit of trouble. We got scouts on the flank, and we got the mortar raining down death here on Jibber's MD-42 crew. Will have to withdraw it here. It gets turned into mush. South Scott, card here runs straight to Ralph squad here. If he has grenades, that could be the end of the Ken card, or it just gets shredded there. And who needs grenades when it just keeps driving in front of you like a large target, practice target? So there you go, rifling force back. Here's the Fallschirmjäger striking hard. We've got 1 squad of veterans, 1 already. Great here for Jibber. Last great here, of course, for Stryker's men. Playing for a punishment for further assistance, flashing out the GIs. We've got the Scott on the move again. In the centre, Grenadiers routed as they hit the carve point. LG-40 in the centre here. Got the Scott racing forwards, going straight for the Fallschirmjäger in the south. Good, get Panzerfaust here. Yes, there we go. Worth noting about Fallschirmjäger Panzerfaust, by the way, is they are actually slightly better versions of the Grenadier one. They have a bit more range and they do a bit more damage. In this case, the Scott is still keeping such a distance, it doesn't really matter. LG-40 caught here by Stryker's advancing rifleman here. We got Starstorm here as the first unit out of Jibber's Panzer Company. Thumbs up. Certainly adds even more elite infantry versus Stryker's riflemen. And certainly the faster pace, not a bad idea at all. I think that Fallschirmjäger squad needs to withdraw here for healing because they're getting bombarded. I don't think it'll last much longer. Got the other squad moving up. Maschinengewehr setting up. He's pushing on both Fallschirmjäger squads and the FT-42s here on the Ralph squad. Could secure a wipe here on Stryker if Stryker's unlucky, but no. Doesn't quite manage it. Scott racing forwards, and there you go. Grenadiers at the ready here to quickly merge out. And we got airburst shells from the mortar now, slamming in here to Jibber's positions. Grenadiers and machine support here against the advancing rifleman. Got grenades as well here. There we go. Force them out in the open versus the machine gun there. Excellent play there by Jibber. Fallschirmjäger's being rushed northwards here to outmaneuver here. I think Stryker, and also I think gain control in the north here, and of course linking up with the Starstorm would be a very strong infantry offense. I mean, 2 Fallschirmjäger squads and the Starstorm squad is a lot of firepower. That would certainly, I think, sweep aside most infantry unless, like, you know, they're very heavy and they're very heavily dug in. Oh, very heavily veteran and heavily dug in. Pushing north is still again, there's just nothing there, so just Jibber is sweeping through the north there. Back at base here for Stryker. We're not seeing much else. He's like just going for that classic stall for the EC8 strategy. Because while the EC8 of course did get nerfed and is less powerful, the rest surrounding the strategy like the rifleman with the bars and of course the Jeep really did. In fact, they buffed the Jeep for some reason. A machine gun there about to get wiped up by the airburst shell. And a grenadier squad bites the dust. Great kill here for Stryker. Pantherfaust on the Scot. Almost taken out here. That's a great shot there by Jibber. Back to Stryker, who is closing on that EC very slowly.
We've lost control of the sector.
The Jibbers applying a lot of pressure here, though, to Stryker. Fighting trying to finish off the Scot here. Got Rifle, there we go. Got the Scot with the Pantherfaust. Excellent kill there for Jibber. Bit of a painful blow here to Stryker. Loses otherwise one of his better tools there for dealing with Jibber's infantry and Dargan weapons. Particularly on a more mobile basis than the mortar. And we got the Starstorm here causing havoc. Stryker's men are being faced with quite the peril, and things are about to get more perilous as Jibber's finally been able to get someone at headquarters to dispatch my Panzer IV. That is a small push there for Jibber towards something resembling a victory here. Entertaining the end reserve. Obviously not a lot of target to shoot on from Jibber's side at the moment. Of course, that will soon change. Victory points wise, there's a small lead for Jibber Stryker so far. Fallschirmjaeger Scouters route court guard the MD42 joining in at Vecchi 2-8. Quickly puts off to the right, and Stryker is forced to withdraw here as Jibber's southern advance here is steadily making progress. Panzer IV has a rapid support here. Adding the Pinlamada machine and gewehr. Thumbs up to that. Pioneers are about to get exterminated, but we got the Fallschirmjaeger providing support. Need to withdraw the Pioneers, and there he goes. Somehow managed to avoid a wipe here. Very lucky there for Jibber, as I definitely think he was pushing his luck with those Pioneers a bit much. Up north here, northern flank here is being unraveled once more as we gotta move in there, but we do have an MD42. Oh, actually Starstorm occupying a position here. Need to get them into pursuit of the Rifle, plus of course the Fallschirmjägers. South side continues to be the main effort here of Jibber's advance. We've got airburst shells on the MD42, Panther IV, the diving in. Quite hectic stuff here. North here, Starstorm moving in now as well. We've got the Rifle and the Fallschirmjägers, Grenadiers all clashing here. And Stryker's men are forced to withdraw, but now at the 70-minute mark, he can soon call in the EC8. He's got it unlocked. He's got the fuel. He just needs the manpower, which will certainly be difficult with all the losses he's suffering. And a lot of engagements there. Got full wipe. Great kill there for Jibber. Removes a significant bit of pressure there for him. It certainly gives all the elite infantry he's got on the field now even more room to push forwards with. Anti-tank and crew there bites the dust. Meanwhile, Rifle pushing forward to catching the Starstorm. We got shock assault here from Jibber. Here's Starstorm fighting fiercely, unloading everything they can into the advancing Rifle. We got mortified down here, grenades off here to cover the retreat, I think. Yup. Nice phosphorus grenade there, and the Fallschirmjägers will end up withdrawing. Machine gun ring in to block the retreat and cover it, but Enzo, I think, not quite being in time here. Stryker inching ever closer towards that Sherman ECA, towards his self-propelled Brant Pitmobile. And for good to go, machine gun there still wiped. Officers' quarters, could consider that at some point.
Roger that. We won't reinforce without your word.
Rifleman advancing in the center there. We got 318 or 15 was 446. Seconds away from that EC8.
Back to full numbers.
Seconds away.
Square your kit. Make sure that light gun has plenty of mags.
There you go.
Pull this back. We're down to 300.
Finally got the EC8 ready here. Just needs to press the button.
More like it. Green light to reinforce nearby squads.
Go reinforcing the rifleman. And with these hit, of course, now Stryker and the 3rd Infantry Division can really strike hard now, can turn more to an offensive footing once more. Jibber, meanwhile, once more merging Grenadiers with the Fallschirmjägers, and he's doing everything he can to keep the cost down here. Thumbs up to that. Congratulations, you're all Fallschirmjäger! Huzzah! So there's the parachutes. Ah, you won't need those.
Enemy movement here, victory point.
Sent here, though, two Fallschirmjägers with the large scope. Again, bit of a bad position, I think. Jibber realizing this, rapidly pulls back the Fallschirmjägers before they take too much damage. Also a bit more fortuitous because the EC was about to hit them anyways. Trying to set them an ambush here doesn't quite pay off. We got the LG-40 setting up here, the Leichters Geschütz. Opening up the easy, punching through the frontal armor there, giving Brad Pitt a bit of a scare.
We should spend our munitions. We have vehicles ready to
Northern
be
point
dispatched
seized,
to the front.
but we got a hard push here with Starstorm backed up by Grenadiers. Forcing, I think, Stryker off the northern victory point. Back to Jibber.
The enemy has
O'Neill on the way here for Jibber as well to assist with repairs since he did lose his other Pioneer squad. And up north we got the E8 now counterattacking here, heading here. Jibber's northern assault here, which is definitely unsupported against tank, and it is about to get wiped with the EC8. Stryker focusing on that wipe, but there you go, realizing he has to turn the Starstorm, he forced no way. Almost wiping the Rav squad here, definitely a bit risky there by Jibber to be honest, and Stryker in return as well. Got the Stuka Loiter, got the infantry reserves here, so he's pretty much got all his abilities unlocked. In the center, the Fallschirmjaegers were driving the assault here against Stryker's center. Popping grenades here, firing the FT-42s, ripping here through Stryker's forces. The Rifleman absolutely overcome here by the ferocity of Jibber's infantry assault. And now we got the Panther adding extra kindling to the fire here, causing further damage. EC8 the counterattack here, and I do believe we got the HVAC rounds increasing damage and penetration here. There you go, with the antenna, then we almost got the Panther knocked up. We got the LV-40 and the Fallschirmjaegers ripping into the flank of the EC8 here. Forcing, I think, here, Stryker to withdraw these. No, he keeps up the pursuit here. He's willing to risk, and there you go. One lone Fallschirmjäger appearing out of nowhere. Panther fires and EC8 blowing apart the engine. Nice daredevil move here, but Jibber could have gotten punished here, but he had just enough nerve and luck to pull it off. Of course, now that adds a bit of a problem here for Stryker, as he's got nowhere repairing of his E8s. I think he could may have selected the ability, of course, but otherwise he's going to have to like go for some engineers. Jibber meanwhile bring in more Panzer IVs and more Pioneers. Thumbs up to that. Got 371 to 291.
are reporting for duty.
Stryker and the 3rd Infantry launching another assault against the lines of the Kammengöring Fallschirmpanzergrenadier Division, which would initially, after it got rebuilt there, become a Panzer Division, and then on the eastern front would become a full-on Panzer Corps with an additional Panzer Grenadier Division. Fun fact. And there you go, we did go for the engineers here.
Field ready.
Oh, he actually had them all along, he didn't need to build them. I just forgot about them. Silly Dane. Flammev there, lying in the shrubberies there.
Is under enemy control.
Panzerkampfwagen being fixed up. Center being seized here, south being grabbed. That means here that Stryker will have a triple cap on Jibber. Starstorm under fire here. Machine gun though ace level there, providing excellent fire support here for Jibber Starstorm. As they must an assault in the center lines here. And four linking up with the first one, very good. Still no sign of any upgrades here like the officer quarters, as opposed to the side skirts.
Sector lost.
And we got Jibber here with a munitions cache. You actually rarely see caches here in 1v1. In fact, he's gotten 2 up. I notice it. But yeah, with the Luftwaffe and of course all the abilities there, I imagine that's probably part of it. And also probably setting up here for the Stuka Loiter. Bit risky, of course, to sink that much manpower into caches, but if it pays off, it obviously pays off. South here, Panther Force here, forming up a small half-sized platoon here. Demi platoon, forcing way here the Rouse Corps there, Pioneers following up the advance here. Machine guns, Fallschirmjaegers advancing up here, Riflemen being withdrawn from the center as well here, E6 moving forwards. Up north here, small counterattack here, but right into the ambush Fallschirmjaeger squad here. Riflemen are definitely not having a great time of it, and could even suffer a grenade here. In the center, Panther Force lining up, machine gun there being bombarded. 2nd Falcon squad could also move forwards here. And there you go, E6 driving in there like a freight train through the front door, and forcing here Jibber to abandon the northern pushes. Meanwhile, in the center, got a strafing on off here, heading the mortar, but nothing else. Fallschirmjaegers pushing forwards here though. Stryker's center hit could actually collapse now in the face of the Panther Force, supporting the Fallschirmjaeger assault here. Yup, he's popping a grenade here on the mortar of all things. Almost got the mortar crew here. Rifleman there taking losses. We've got a grenade return here, though. Stryker hits back. Up north here, Panther Force might be swinging around to hit the EC8. Could even try and like cut off his retreat. But now, Stryker has brought in a 2nd EC8. Following up with more mighty American steel here versus Jibber and Deutschland. Got 3 and 15 to 287. Definitely adds more to Jibber's problems right now, since 2 EC8 is going to be a significant challenge for his Panther Force. So what will Jibber do against that? It's the big question.
reporting in. Ready for orders.
I want us to set up
up for fire here.
Ready when you are.
Of course, he does have the LD-40 providing further support, and he does have a fair amount of Pantherfaust, but I imagine at the same time he kind of wants to use the Stuka Loiters, so he doesn't want to like, spend too much munitions on Pantherfaust either, and I imagine. Also, Stryker's probably going to try and make sure his tank doesn't get Pantherfausted too hard.
The enemy is winning this fight.
287 Safina 4. Stryker's been able to bring down Jibber somewhat, but Jibber still has a small lead over Stryker.
He's ready to take the field.
Got War Machine, and we got the M31 recovered vehicle ready here. Machine occupying a house here. Bit risky for Jibber, and there's a chance his Stryker might collapse the building here, killing the machine crew inside. That'd be quite a painful blow there to Jibber, by losing an ace machine. And there we go. Almost had it. Poor Ludwig was a bit too slow, but the rest managed it out of there. Second part of the assault moving in here. I think Stryker here sends an opportunity to exploit a move here by Jibber, but we got the LD-40 covering his part of the flank here. M1 taking up here, catching Jibber's advancing Panthers in counter fire here. Starstrom though, now counter-attacking it, catching the tank here alongside the ace machine gun here, ripping through it. And he's trying to recruit here, but he's taking so much fire here, so much damage. There's a good chance here Jibber could score another one near tank crew, and he does do so. Quite the stinging blow here to Stryker, who pops the HVAC rounds again. Thumbs up to that, boy. I've noticed a lot of American players actually don't use that ability so much, but it's really good.
Defend our victory point.
There you go, great shot from E8 there, straight for the side on the Panther 4 here. Airburst shells in the center, Rifle Squad doing what it can against the advancing Fallschirmjaegers here. Anti-tank and destroyed. That's merciless.
Enemy movement.
Merciless there as Jibber destroys all American equipment before his sights. LD-40 slowly pushing forwards here. 287 vs 239. Stryker finally has to lead over Jibber here, but it has come at a bit of a cost here for the 3rd Infantry in the south. Rifle flanking up around here, Jibber's front line. In the center, Panther 4s going for these engineers. And up north here, Fallschirmjaegers grabbing northern victory point. Back at base here, both EC8s are in heavy need of repairs. And Stryker, of course, might be planning here to go for a 3rd EC8. South of the advance continues here from Stryker. Jibber reinforcing, healing. Could of course merge here with the Starstorm and the Fallschirmjaegers. He's also bringing more Pioneers. He does not merge. Okay, there we go. I think that was a quick merge. There we go. Thumbs up to Jibber. Again, merge. Really solid ability. Fallschirmjäger there close to Veteran 3 and the Ace level.
Patched up. Repairs complete.
First EC8 fixed up, second one repairs.
Got the tools.
Stryker's got a bit more to go through, calling a 3rd one.
You men,
Of course, at that stage, Jibber's going to find himself with a fresh set of headaches. No sign of any like further additional tanks here, or again, upgrades for his tanks. And we go in the south though, Fallschirmjaegers, Starstorm going at it versus those Riflemen. Stryker just retreats. Of course, realizing already that engagement is just going to be a futile waste of manpower otherwise. Easy, it's good to go here. Stryker and the 3rd Infantry Division are just getting ready for another assault here against the Germans up north. Fallschirmjaegers hiding out there, ascertaining the situation. We've got 2 Rifle Squads there. And that's going to be a bit much even for these Green Devils. Grenadiers setting up, machine gun, LD-40, Panther 4 providing a bit of cover fire. There we go. Riflemen taking the full brunt of the German Panzerwaffe. Stryker is roughly a minute away now from another EC8. Give or take. And certainly if Stryker can get to 3 EC8s, that could really land for like a really strong push against Jibber. Up north though, Panther 4's being used to aggressively exercise any American presence there. Sensible play there by Jibber. Less than 200 points now. Stryker is really just going nuts on Jibber and is looking to increase the lead now as fast as possible, as efficient as possible. There you go. Fallschirmjaeger their mine there. 2 men down. Great mine there. Center being helped by the assault engineers in the south, the EC8. Using the building here to screen itself from some incoming fire here from Jibber's guns. And another explosion going off here. Mines going off. Building collapses. And the far south, the EC8 opening up the southern frontier as well versus Jibber possibly. I don't think Stryker's quite got the forces to exploit that. Jibber repositioning his panzers towards the center. And we got another Panther for Jibber. Meanwhile, Stryker is ever closer to that Sherman EC8.
Enemy movement near a victory point.
Still in the sun of the officer quarters here. And there you go. Stryker here caught in a bit of a bad spot. Being got the Luftwaffe calling in here. Jibber exploiting any mistake here, any weakness. Stryker goes all in with both the Luftwaffe and his Panthers here. He wants the EC8 dead, and there you go. Pilot wrecks the EC8 here. Great kill for Jibber there. Quite a blow here to Stryker. Mortar crew bites the dust as well here. Jibber and the German Panther there going all in here. Panther force are getting pelted into tank grenades. EC8 there on a quest for vengeance, unloads everything it can to the sides here of the Panther 4s, but it's taking a lot of time to try to hold down Panther 4, but not enough to save it here from the wrath of Brad Pitt, who of course jumped from the first one to the other one. Now the EC8 down here as the Luftwaffe finish them off here. Quite the blow there to Stryker. Another EC8 ready. On the end, 2 EC8s for Panther 4 is not exactly a great trade there for Stryker. It is on the end and a pretty great trade for Jibber. Of course, the other Panther 4 is still fairly damaged, could still go down here. So there you go, 2 Panther 4s versus 1 EC8. We got the Atrium rounds there again activated. Gonna need some anti-tank into something that's got Route Squad. They saw he's flanking up here, avoiding the main engage. There you go, mine goes off here. Really good work by Stryker, mining all over the place here. Got a second LD-40 setting up here. Panther 4 is pushing back the EC8 here. Brad moving forwards here. LD-40 number 2 is moving in the EC8 again. He's really willing to risk it all here versus Jibber. Anti-tank grenades here, almost got it. But he's almost lost his own EC8 as well. There goes the second snare, here goes off. And the Panther 4's down the EC8. Oh, dodges the shots! A brutal attempt here by Stryker, and he does get the Panther 4 without losing the EC8. Making the armor losses a bit more equal now, but still not ideal for him. But now he is exploiting here with the second wave of attackers, but fortunately for Jibber, an MD-42 was set up just for that eventuality and halts Stryker's otherwise massive infantry flank. Thumbs up to Jibber on that one. Still got the Fallschirmjaegers here, absolutely going ham there on the rifleman. Starstorm and Alterator joining the fight here. EC8 in intense need of repairs, and he's really in need of more tanks overall. Or a lot more riflemen. The Starstorming suffers there. Another EC8 almost done here, or possibly being done here for Stryker. As for Jibber, fuel-wise, there's not really any Panther Force happening anytime soon. He could, of course, go for more Starstorpen. I don't think he will, but he could do it. I'd certainly like to see some more Starstorpen. I imagine Stryker would like to not see more Starstorpen.
Forces have captured a victory point.
I'm getting ready for counterattack here. We got the Panther 4 moving up. EC8 moving in, going straight in with the Panther 4. Good shot. Bit of shooting here. There you go. Double LD-40s. They're ripping for the EC8's frontal armor here. Grenades off. Panther 4's almost got the EC8 here. But in the end, though, not quite enough here. And Stryker is pulling back his tank fast enough here to avoid getting knocked out by German gunners. Stryker now definitely looking like he's got a much tougher time at this point. Jibber definitely has the more infantry advantage with all the elite infantry he's got. Veteran 3 Fallschirmjägers, Veteran 2 ones, and of course the Veteran 2 Starstorpen. Really's making things tough here for Stryker, who suffered quite a few infantry losses at this stage as well. And of course, tank-wise, he's not quite having as much success either, thanks in part again due to Jibber's LG-40s. So it's a bit of a challenge here for Stryker at the moment versus Jibber. Bit of a challenge, and of course the Lloyders are another headache here that does not exactly make things easier for Stryker. Rifleman advancing in into the Starstorm. Grenade, he could be a good throw there, I think, by Jibber. No grenades though. Hold on them though, does a lot of riflemen to beat the Starstorm otherwise. In the center though, fresh wave of attackers here from the 3rd Infantry Division. The commander ordering the men forward, grenades being chucked or heading nowhere. And we got 2 Veteran 3 Fallschirmjäger squads that just tearing apart the riflemen there. Mortar firing down depth, the EC8 hanging reserve here, clearly not willing to commit the EC8, I think. At least I thought he wasn't willing to commit it until he's got a better idea as to where Jibber's got his stuff and where he doesn't, but he's just sitting in the EC8 now completely on its own, unsupported. That feels fairly risky. It does seem to link up with another wave of attackers, but it's just like one squad which is being torn apart here by the Fallschirmjägers. Panther going for the EC8, and there you go. LD40 fire, and they got another Lloyd. He needs to turn the EC8 around here, trying to stay clear of the most obvious path. Fell a bit short there. EC8 there, and narrowly gets away. But no, gets caught here by the Luftwaffe. Costing Stryker his remaining Sherman EC8 here. Fairly lucky on that one. Well, technically, Lloyd should be able to tie on the base. That's probably something they still need to like sort of fix up fully. South side here, our squad not doing too much. So at this point, Stryker is looking, well, fairly dead. He's got some assault units left, a few riflemen and such there, but yeah. The problem at this point is just Jibber again has a strong core of elite infantry. He's got several tanks he keeps going for them. He's also got a good amount of support weapons, which really makes things at this point tough for Stryker. Not impossible necessarily, but very difficult. So Jibber's really been able to again just keep those Fallschirmjägers alive. That's really been a crucial element there. And of course the Star Storm also getting to that point. There's also really doing a lot of work here for Jibber in the long run. Got Shock Assault here. Backed up and aiming forward to as well. Stryker's rifle there on definitely not in a great spot there. Stryker apparently is still at it. He refuses to concede, to give up. He believes in victory. In that Hollywood magic. Sure, that's not how Hollywood magic works. Shut it, Carl. Believe. Starts on the inching close to this level there. And there goes strafing run in here. Sonya's falls back. Pinned down and struck. In the center, fighting Mr. Wild Squad almost got them. Down they go. Stryker is just falling apart at this stage, I think. And there you go. GG. Game over. Victory for Jibber here. Hard fought and brutal fight there. Fallschirmjägers, I think, definitely did some work there. They do get a bit overlooked, but I think in the right hands, they definitely can go the distance. Stryker, though, definitely also made some slightly odd choices there, but it also, I think, helped by the fact he just stalled for the EC8s the way he did, which gave Jibber more rooms like bringing the tanks like pull for moment advantage before the EC8 struck. That's always one of those risks about relying too much on calling strategies. They do mean like if an opponent get under you, sometimes you can end in a bit of a tough spot, and that's sort of what happened here for Stryker. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends, tell your family, but not your enemies. This is Imperial Legion. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.